leave our ninis.
It's taken me a second, but I've got it. Okay, I'd like to apologize to the guys watching for the delay, but we are there now. Let's talk about it.
Sorry for the delay.
Sorry for the delay. I've been trying to put that pun in there. Okay, Just a Band, album number 3.
Yes, like after that came out in 2012.
2012.
Which so feels like a lifetime away.
My favorite song of that thing, hands down.
Probably For Love.
Boss, that song is not was, is still so good.
I wrote a letter, but you never ever see it. I made a promise that you never ever know. I think about you, but you never ever notice. We might be better, but you're probably okay. I'm here again, falling in love again. I'm here again, falling in love again. Hatutasanganya na kutanganya na forever. Hatutapigana na kumizana na forever. Hatutasanganya na kutanganya na forever. Hatutapigana na kumizana again.
Man, it's like that was the first single of that project.
Okay, no. So what happens? What makes? Like, I want to enter the mindset of you guys going. That's you've painted a very good narration, a picture of how you guys then decide. Okay, let's go back. What made you decide? Let's go back and make another album.
Like in between, the gap between Scratch to Reveal and 82 was 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
The Scratch to the Nini between
82
and Sorry for the Delay was a lot of years. I'll do like Bishop Nganga. Do the math. But I think with that it was more, everyone was coming into themselves. Everyone was, and sometimes you have a lot to say and sometimes you don't have a lot to say.
Okay.
And I'm like that. Sometimes I have a lot to say and sometimes taka kunyamaza. But in between we were just, again, everyone was learning their craft, becoming better. We were like, oh, okay. I think it's when it felt right, we were like, okay, now it's time to work on the new album. And it became such a, like, I think probably For Lovers was recorded one of the last songs of that project.
Actually, there's also another song I like, the one with Giuliani, but we'll talk about that.
That was on Nini.
On Scratch. Oh, yeah, that was on 82. On 82, you're right. That was on 82. Yeah, Kachonjo. Katu.
Karido, Kachonjo. Apana Katu, Fwa. Karido, Kachonjo. Apana Katu, Fwa. Kawaida niko machoka, mbwa ya Osama kwa hivyo nitahama ni ende Yokohama juu. Hapa nitazama na watu wananiona tu, na hiyo ni story ambayo nimekatani. Kakuchinja kuku umeshika nail cutter ama kuua mbu na umebeba panga Nairobi. Ukisleki haki ya nani utakreki, itabaki haucheki. Uliza kabombeke vile watu wanafanya wakipele kwa retire. Jua akili zao hazikuwa on fire. Tafuta nipate nikose nicheko lakini nikipata ni yangu. Lakini nikikosa sitaweka mkono juu. Sema unafanya nini? Unaenda wapi? Wasi Superman, wacha kujifanya hero. Unafanya nini? Unaenda wapi? Wasi Superman, wacha kujifanya Karido, Kachonjo. Apana Katu, Fwa. Karido, Kachonjo. Apana Katu, Fwa.
We
Yes.
not even have talked about that. Anyway, you've got a lot of songs.
We have a lot of songs, and it's for me like people like Jim produced that song, and we were just riffing.
Probably for the lovers.
Yeah.
You know, I'm so blown away to hear Jim was a producer.
Yeah.
It's today is when I found out
Till today.
that he's a
No,
producer.
he's an amazing producer. And yeah, it was like one of those where when it came out, I literally was not expect. There's a lot of songs that's caught me by surprise, and that's one of them. Because I was not expecting that kind of response. And again, one of the things that I'm always like really happy about is to look back at, to be able to make music that ages well. And that's one of the things that, if I look at, I can't see a song that I'll be like, man, that I'm not happy with that, how that has aged. Like maybe, yeah, because it's like there's a very, at the heart of it, I always want the art to be as pure as possible. I'm not trying to what's it called, to mess with the art. It's like it's personal to me.
Yeah, I get
Like,
it.
I want to look back at it and, like, I have that poster framed for Sorry for the Delay, because
Yeah.
it's like I love that project. I have my album framed because it's like I just want to be a part of things that I love. I don't want to ever do things because I'm trying to like jumpstart something. I'm always like, and it's not everyone can operate like that. But yeah, so probably For Lovers was the first song.
This is the first single release of this, and this was now the era of covers. Hey, guys covered that song.
Yeah,
Guys covered that song. And the video, in fact, I remember hearing Kanji cover it so well.
Exactly.
Hey, that when singers start covering your songs, and you're saying, I'm a rapper singer. You're like, yo, and I made it.
I've had Kanji was played it with Aaron.
Yes,
I'm like, those are some skillful musicians, bro.
covering and saying it's one of their favorite songs.
That's mad. That's mad.
This part we call our guilty pleasure song, or guilty pleasure section, because we're doing the songs that we just love doing. And we couldn't not do it without doing some Kenyan songs. Yeah? So these are the songs that Aaron wishes he played on and sang. And you know, I wish I wrote and sang and played. So if you're in the house and this is your song, you don't feel any. I wrote a letter, but you never ever see it. I made a promise that you never ever know. I think about you, but you never ever notice. We might be better, but you're probably okay. I'm here again, falling in love again. Falling in love again. Hatutasengenya kudanganyana forever. Hatutapigana kumizana again. Hatutasengenya kudanganyana forever. Hatutapigana kumizana again. I got this feeling I can never ever tell you. I might be wrong, but you'd rather be my friend. Maybe in future lives we'll be complete together. We'll make a promise that we're gonna be okay. here I am, falling in love again. I'm here again, falling in love again. Hey, I'm here again, falling in love again. Hey, I'm here again, falling in love again. Hey, here I am, falling in love again. Hey, here I am, falling in love again. Falling in love again. Falling in love. Falling in love again. Yeah. By the amazing Just a Band. I don't know if the guys are here, but that's such an amazing song. Can I have it?
And also, the video was what everybody is now. You guys were ahead. You were pre-corona.
Pre-corona.
So it's what guys are doing now for the videos. But it also showed the diversity of your fans.
Yeah.
Because you asked. It was a fun video.
Yeah, it was a fun video. And you look at that
Cheap
video.
budget. Yeah.
But yeah.
It was
Bruh,
You made the fans
we're
do the work.
cheapskates. But then one of the things
But the
that
concept was just ahead.
I love, yeah, one of the things I love about that video is to see how far Just a Band fan base is. See people from Tokyo sent in videos.
Just tell people what you did.
So the video for Just a Band, kama hujaona, tafuta Just a Band probably for lovers. Plug.
Don't worry, it was the cutaways were coming.
Plug it. Yeah, so we asked people to send in the, what's it called, themselves singing a line off that song, and then we put it into a collage.
And you got responses from
Everywhere, bruh, till this day.
what? Your energy comes at the end of the interview.
Till this day.
So guys send and you show more this amazing video.
Yeah.
So and give us an example. You're saying Tokyo.
There's people like from the States, people from Japan.
You had your day ones in that video,
Day
guys who were
ones.
there with you from scratch to reveal.
Exactly. And I guess at the heart of it, it just shows, man, you know that thing that you can't be loved by everyone, and you can't be, ultimately, your friends, there's no one who's like, you have like a close unit, and that's what the fan base has always felt like. Like, people will send me a message to be like, yo, wish my friend so and so who's a big fan of yours a happy birthday. And I'll be like, of course I'll do it, because that's the reason why
I'm here.
It's like, it's not everyone, but the guys that support, they show support, bro. And so if I can, in a small way, do something for them, I'll do it, because it feels like that.
I remember you're even creative with the packaging.
Packaging.
So this one was a flash disc.
It was a scratch card, bruv.
Yes.
Bruv.
Yeah, scratch card. Yes, it was a scratch card.
It was a scratch.
It wasn't your flight. It was a scratch card.
Exactly.
And then you go to the website and
you go and like, okay.
Hey, bruh, you guys, man, can't you just do CDs?
I'll give the band that nini. That it was a hard conversation. It was not an easy conversation to have, because everyone around us is on CDs. We have fans who are listening to CDs. This was like the jolt before that's preparing us for what was coming.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of arguments about it. It's like, no. Then eventually we were like, okay, let's do it. We can print a handful of CDs for the people who feel like we really want to have the physical copy. But literally now what happens when an album comes out, is it on Apple Music?
Yep.
Is it on Spotify? There's the people that really want the physical copy still have the option to buy the physical copy. As like, I remember people are like, "Hey, itaweza kweli?" Then fast forward to now, it's like literally that's how
you can get
not
music
in that format,
Yeah.
but digitally consuming music is. In fact, if someone gives me a CD now, I don't know what to do with it.
The comps, the Macs don't even have CD. There's a CD that I've been trying to convert into MP3.
Exactly.
Honestly speaking, for like a year now, because my comp doesn't even have a CD-ROM drive.
Exactly. So that what was a big fight then is the norm now. And that conversation we had with the rest of the Just a Band guys, when we were split into two camps. But eventually when we all came onto the same page, I was like, that was a turning point in the sense of, in as much as you know things, the future is always very unpredictable. Like, who would have thought that people would be live streaming concerts
Now.
Because you can't physically go to a show.
Yep. In fact, the one of the biggest advantages, or one of the positive things that have come out of Corona, is that everybody's now doing a live recording.
Yeah.
I saw Kidum launched his yesterday. But back in the day, when Mavuno was doing the Mavuno Worship Project live recording, costing I don't know how many millions of shillings, people weren't doing live recordings. It's too expensive. You need too much that goes on. But now everybody's doing it.
And trying to figure out how to keep the costs down, because money is not circulating that much.
Exactly. You've been doing your DJ live sets.
Yeah.
So you're still doing your global tours, just globally from a digital perspective.
So, like, literally, in the next few weeks, I'm doing a gig with one of the most famous clubs in Amsterdam, but via the net, because I was supposed to play a DJ set there, but I can't do it. So they've got all these performers from different parts of Africa, and we are all gonna do some type of live performance.
That's crazy.
And so the part of the comp is like, know what you know, but always be very open to the fact that the future is unpredictable, and even the things you know can be rendered useless easily in the next phase. So just be quick to adapt.
Be open to change.
Be open to change and be open to adapting.
Talking about change, this was the final Just a Band album.
Yeah.
This is now the place where I think people began to go now their separate ways. Walk us through that transition. Hey, that was some good presenting right there.
The walkers.
Talking about change.
Presenter of the
See
year.
how I grabbed that last
Presenter of the year.
Anyway.
So, I think with everything, it's a life thing where it's not very. Sometimes you have to stand on your own, and I felt like, oh man, this is such a good idea, we need to stick here. But things conspired to push us out of that space into everyone needs to figure out what it is that they're gonna do. And I think one of the most important things that Just a Band did for all of us was to shield us from the harsh reality of where we are, where our ideas, we had very solid ideas as individuals, but collectively we were able to withstand anything. Mtu akisema hapendi hiyo, like it would have hurt me as an individual. I'd be like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't do this. But collectively we were like, we're in this bubble where I think that idea is cool. Let's implement it.
Exactly.
And there's a thing of
You are each other's support system.
We are each other's support system. But then after this whole incubation period where we all need to go our separate ways and have our own individual careers, and it was tough. It was not easy at all, because
So who was the first to exit? Jim. That must have been painful.
It was painful.
So he comes and tells you guys, hey, I
Yeah.
feel like my time is up.
Yeah, it was painful, and like I kind like I felt like I took it badly, but then now when I look at it again, I'm like, that was a very necessary move, because okay, now I have to figure out how to stand as like and represent my own ideas, and even if I'm gonna start in the middle as I'm doing it, let me figure it. And then everyone else was like, let's do like one more thing, and then we bounce. But then I started just to think of, okay, have to do your own thing, bruh, so do it.
Yeah.
And then just I spent a lot of time in between trying to think, where do I go from here?
Who am I?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Because I knew who I was in Just a Band. Who am I as a solo artist? And then one of the first things I did outside of Just a Band was, there was Dunia Ina Mambo.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry for the delay. Yeah.
Which was a project.
That's one of my favorite Just a Band songs.
And it's a remake of
In fact, let's talk about Dunia Ina Mambo.
Dunia Ina Mambo. So Dunia Ina Mambo, as a kid,
even the video was sick.
As a kid, I used to love Taamaki a lot. And I felt like, again, that's an idea that was ahead of its time. And the ethos with a lot of Just a Band ideas was the same. It's like they have a really good story. And I don't know the quality when I look back at it now, but I remember that the stories made me want to watch that show every weekend. But the theme track, bruh, so I remember that song stuck with me from childhood. I was like, you know what, I need to get that song and I need to rework it.
Papa na mama walinihusia ewe kijana, kuwa mwanangu jione dunia ina mambo. Yao sikuyasikiza, sasa mimi najuta, kweli najionea dunia ina mambo. Walinambia kijana, jihadhari na walimwengu, hao walimwengu si wazuri kwako kijana. Yao sikuyasikiza, sasa mimi najuta, kweli najionea dunia ina mambo.
And I didn't know that those guys were Kenyans, the band that made it. It's Mighty Cavaliers. So,
nice.
like, even during Just a Band days, I remember asking Anyiko, and she can tell you this. Anyiko used to work at KBC. And I'd call her.
Yeah, she had a show, Grapevine or something like that. Yeah.
And I'd call Anyiko. I'm like, there's a song that used to be part of this show called Tahamaki. I really want to remake it. Just check if you have it in the vaults. And then she'd go in the vaults, and it was such a complicated story. And then I'd go to, there's a record shop in Tao, close to Ambassador.
Yeah.
And I'd go in there, and every time I'd ask that guy, I'm looking for this song called Dunia Ina Mambo. I don't know who the band was. I don't know who anything, but I know that song used to be the theme track. And I'd be over there singing it to them. It's like, it used to go like this, and I'd be like, we don't have that song. But the guy who was selling music there knew what I was talking about, but he didn't have it. Then I left them an order. The way people were leaving me,
Yes.
I was like, find me this song. I'll pay whatever. I just find me
Find
the
it.
song.
So, yeah.
So he went and found it. Then I started talking to a bunch of guys, and someone told no. And then I asked someone, who was this? Where was this band from? Then someone pointed me to Tabu Asusa, Ketebu, and Tabu was like, "Hey, Blink, yeah, I know those guys. Those guys are Kenyan. It's like they're called the Mighty Cavaliers." So I went and met Tabu, and he also had the record, and we just started talking. And then he gave me the number of one of the guys.
No way.
So, because I wanted to ask permission.
Yes.
And I didn't have like crazy chums to pay them. But I think I always come at this from, and this is why I love sampling, because sampling is what is a way of passing on generational.
It's almost honor.
It's honor. For me, I come at it from an honor place. I think different people come at it from different spots, but for me, I come at it from this thing. It slipped under the radar. People didn't hear it. I want people to hear it properly, so I want to be able to remake it. We did the vibe.
So did you call a guy?
I called the guy, and I met him, and I found him. He was playing in a cover band in Brew Bistro, I think. So I talked to him and Nini, and I knew that conversation was not going to happen if I didn't have at least something. So I was like, I saved up some chums, gave him something, just so, because it for their generation, that thing of honor does not make sense in that way. If someone comes to me and says, I want to remake your song, I get it.
Yes.
But for them,
it's
like the system has messed them so much.
Yes, so they're wounded.
They're wounded that it's not a conversation that they can have without oiling.
Yes. Yeah.
Mafuta lazima ikue hapo.
Yeah.
So, but I called Musioka. I was like, bro, I have this song. I want to redo it, and we co-produced it with him. Then it bangs. I called Stan from Penya. He did the chorus, and a friend of mine did the horns. So we remade it to be as true as possible, but just the drums to go hard, because a lot of music from that time is like you can hear everything except the drums.
Yeah, I get it.
So it's like if you hear the original, you can hear the horns very clearly, but the drums you can just hear the hi-hats. So we did it with, I was like, yes. Then when we put it out, Octo had it, and I was like, bro. So Octopizzo. I'd made Octos when we were living in just a house. I'd made his mixtape just before he blew up. So we had like a
by mix. You're the one who mixed and mastered it. Yeah,
recorded, he mixed and mastered.
Nice.
So
Octopizzo's final mixtape before him now.
Yeah. So it's like I was recording Octo. I'm like, I was just listening to his rhymes and laughing. It's like, this guy is crazy. There's a few months later, it's like, this guy has blown up. Like, okay. But I was just listening to how he was putting. It was very hilarious.
Yeah.
His wordplay was funny, and also
Octo, I rap like Moi.
Yeah,
like that.
And Octo is one of the funniest people in this in this entertainment. If you watch any of his interviews, I crack up because of how funny he is. So he had the Dunia Ina Mambo nini, and it's like, nataka kudu remix, tuchape remix ya hii kitu. So we ended up working on the remix.
Dunia ina mambo mob jo. Wengine wako church, wengine wako lojo. Uongo na ukweli, wanasiasa na porojo. Mwingine ezi nyora, mwingine amekazwa na mkojo. Blada, blanda, shada kwa gwanda. Sina ndai lakini parking ni andas. Vipara na marasta, akina Sara na rasa man. Gwanda ya, pasa kijomdom yes na ya. But ivo, ndivo iko. Wakikuja na siga, mi kuja na kiko. Wakitoka gambio, mi toka kijiko. Cause sura soft zingine na mapimples. Mashavu big zingine na madimples. Life complicated. Adaptability, just a bunch you keep it simple. So dunia ina mambo bana. Dunia ina mambo sana.
Then post Just a Band, I was working on like a lot of ideas, still on that sampling tip. And Mudhoni came to my house one day